Hi everyone, welcome to Lilthings. I'm Elise and I'm here to help you find comfort within yourself through crocheting. Today we're making this poncho. It's perfect for layering and I'm using softwood cotton color 20. And we also have 27 colors at Lilthings World. I'm using 4mm hooks, scissors, stitch marker, and darning needle. The main piece is actually just a rectangle. We'll crochet back and forth in rows until we reach the length we want. Then we'll fold the rectangle in half and sew the two sides together to create the sleeves. The length we sew will determine how long the sleeves are. You may notice that the finished poncho doesn't keep a perfectly straight rectangular shape when you wear it. That's completely normal. Since crochet fabric has some stretch and movement, it will naturally drape and open up a little when worn, giving it this relaxed shape. First, let's decide how wide we want the poncho to be. For reference, I'm 158 centimeters tall, and I find that around 30 to 40 centimeters is a good measurement for the side of the neckline. But instead of following my measurement exactly, I recommend measuring yourself. Decide where you want the poncho to sit on your shoulder and where you want it to reach on your arm. Then measure the distance between these 2 points. That will be the length of the starting chain. Once we have our starting chain, we'll simply crochet back and forth until the whole piece reaches the length we want. So let's get started. First, we're going to begin with a slip knot. To make a slip knot, take the end of your yarn and wrap it over and around your pinky and up to the index finger. Use your other hand, twist, and form a loop like this. Next, use your fingers and reach through that loop. Grab the working yarn and gently pull it back through the loop. Now gently pull on both ends of the yarn, the tail and the working yarn, to tighten it slightly. You don't want it too tight, it should still slide easily on your hook. Now place this loop onto your crochet hook and gently tighten it so it sits snugly but still moves freely. Now we're going to start making our chain stitches. This is the base of our entire poncho, so we want to take our time here. To make a chain stitch, we do something called a yarn over. Yarn over simply means you take the working yarn and wrap it over the hook from back to front. Once you've done that, gently pull the yarn through the loop that is already on your hook. As you pull it through, you will see a new loop form. This is your first chain stitch. That's it. One chain is complete. Now repeat the same motion. Yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook. Each time you do this, you are creating one new chain stitch. Try to keep your movement smooth and relaxed. When you are making your starting chain, it is very important to keep your tension loose. Tension simply means how tightly you are holding your yarn. If you pull too tightly, your chain will become stiff and difficult to work into later. If it is too loose, it may become uneven, so aim for a relaxed, even rhythm. The chain itself does not stretch very much, but the stitches we will make later do have flexibility. This is why a tight starting chain can affect the final size of your poncho and make it smaller than expected. So as you continue chaining, keep your hand relaxed and let the yarn glide naturally through your fingers. Don't rush, just repeat yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. For my poncho, I'm aiming for a width of about 30 to 40 centimeters. This will determine how long my starting chain needs to be. Once you think you've reached the right length, lay your chain flat and gently stretch it out to measure it. It doesn't need to be perfect at this stage. We will adjust it by counting stitches. Now we need to count our chain stitches. Each chain you made counts as one stitch. We are going to make sure the total number of chains is a multiple of 3. Let me explain why. Our pattern is based on a repeating structure. One long double crochet stitch followed by 2 chain stitches. That means every full repeat uses 3 stitches. So if your total number of chains is not divisible by 3, the pattern will not line up correctly at the end. For example, I originally had 52 chains, which is not divisible by 3, So I simply added 2 more chains to make it 54, which works perfectly. So before moving on, double check your chain count and adjust it if needed so it is a multiple of 3. Now we're going to start the first row, which is where our fabric begins to take shape. First, we need to make 8 chain stitches. This is called the turning chain, and it gives us height to start the next row. So again, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook, and repeat until you have made 8 chains in total. Once you've done that, we are going to turn our work slightly so we can begin working into the foundation chain. Now, we need to find the correct stitch to start. We are going to count back to the 3rd chain from the end of the starting chain. This is where our first long double crochet will go. Before we make that stitch, let me explain what a long double crochet is. A long double crochet is similar to a normal double crochet, but we start by wrapping the yarn around the hook twice instead of once. Now insert your hook into the stitch we identified. Yarn over again and pull the yarn through the stitch. You will now have 4 loops on your hook. Next, we work through these loops step by step. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. Yarn over again and pull through 2 more loops. Continue this until only 1 loop remains on your hook. That is your first long double crochet completed. Now we continue the pattern. Chain 2, yarn over, pull through the loop on your hook twice to create 2 chain stitches. Next, skip the next 2 stitches in your foundation chain. This means you do not work into them. Then, into the 3rd stitch, we make another long double crochet using the same method. Yarn over twice, insert hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2, then yarn over and pull through the last 2. Now we repeat this sequence across the entire row. Chain 2, skip 2 stitches, and make 1 long double crochet into the next stitch. As you work, you will start to see open spaces forming. These spaces are part of the design and will create the mesh structure of the poncho. At first, they may look large, but once worn, the fabric will stretch and drape naturally, making the pattern look more balanced. It is very important that each long double crochet is made with 2 yarn overs at the beginning. If you only yarn over once, the stitch will become shorter and your pattern will not match the correct height. Continue this pattern all the way to the end of the row. Now we are going to begin the second row. To start, we make 5 chain stitches. This is our turning chain for this row, and it replaces the first long double crochet. So again, yarn over, pull through, and repeat until you have 5 chains. Next, we chain 2 more stitches. This creates the first open space of the row. Now we locate the top of the first long double crochet from the previous row. This is where we will insert our hook. make 1 long double crochet into that stitch. Using the same method as before, yarn over twice, insert hook, yarn over and pull through, and work off the loops in pairs. After that, chain 2 again. Then move to the next long double crochet from the previous row and make another long double crochet into it. We continue repeating this pattern: long double crochet, chain 2, long double crochet, chain 2. As you work across the row, always make sure you are inserting your hook into the top of the long double crochet stitches from the previous row, not into the chain spaces or side edges. This is very important for keeping your fabric straight and even. For the last long double crochet, we will look for the 3rd chain stitch right here and complete our last stitch of the row. Check carefully that you are working into the correct final stitch so your edge stays clean and aligned. For every new row after this, we repeat the same structure. Chain 5, turn your work, chain 2, and continue the long double crochet and chain 2 pattern across. So now I have completed several rows, we can begin checking the size of your piece. Lay your work flat and then fold it in half. This fold will eventually become the shoulders and neckline of your poncho. For my version, the full length of the rectangle is about 120 centimeters. When folded in half, each side measures approximately 60 centimeters. However, everyone's result will be different depending on yarn thickness, hook size, and personal tension. That is why it is very important to measure your work as you go instead of relying only on row count. If your piece is too short, simply continue crocheting more rows. If it is too long, you can stop earlier. Once you are happy with the length, finish your final row. Before sewing, it is helpful to use stitch markers or safety pins to temporarily hold the sides together. This allows you to try the poncho on and check the fit of the neckline and sleeves. Now fold your rectangle in half so the 2 short edges meet. The fold line in the center will become the neckline of your poncho. For my design, I leave about 37 to 40 centimeters open for the neckline. This creates a comfortable opening for the head. The remaining sections on both sides will form the sleeves. Use stitch markers to mark where you want to sew the sides together. This step is very important because it determines how wide your sleeves will be. Try it on again before sewing to make sure you are happy with the placement. Once everything looks correct, we can begin sewing. We are going to use single crochet stitches to join the 2 layers together. To do this, insert the hook back to the loop. We will first join both layers by a slip stitch. Insert the hook into the matching stitch, which is the other corner stitch, yarn over and pull through, then pull through the loop that's already on the hook. This is a slip stitch, and we will start doing single crochets. Instead of inserting into the stitch, we will simply insert into the mesh section. Insert your hook through both layers at the same time. Yarn over, pull through both layers, yarn over again, and pull through both loops on your hook. This completes 1 single crochet join. Now continue along the side. Along each section, we will make 5 single crochet stitches. This matches the structure of the turning chain we used earlier and helps keep the edge even. After those 5 stitches, we move to the next connecting point between the long double crochet sections and make 1 single crochet there. Make sure you insert through both layers and make a single crochet. Then again, we work 5 single crochets along the next mesh section. We continue repeating this pattern. 5 single crochets along the mesh, then 1 single crochet at the connection point. Keep going until you reach the stitch marker at the end of the sleeve. Once you reach the end of the sleeve length you want, make a chain to secure the edge. After that, cut your yarn, leaving a slightly long tail. Pull the yarn through the loop to secure it and fasten off. Now take a yarn needle or your hook and weave the yarn tail through the inside stitches of your poncho. This hides the end so it does not show. You can add a few extra knots if you want extra security, then weave the remaining tail back into the fabric. And now your crochet poncho is complete. You can adjust the size by changing your starting chain. If you want a wider poncho, increase the chain in multiples of 3. If you want it narrower, reduce it in multiples of 3. The sleeve length and overall fit depend on how long you crochet the rectangle and where you choose to sew the sides. For example, if your neckline is 40 centimeters and each sleeve section is 20 centimeters, then the total width from sleeve to sleeve is 60 centimeters. Because the piece is folded in half, the full rectangle would be about 120 centimeters in length. And that's it! Our crochet poncho is complete. Feel free to adjust the size, length, and sleeve width to make it fit your own style and body shape. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, make sure to subscribe and turn on notification bell so you get notified whenever I post the next tutorial. Bye!